The first year of World War I, 1914. A detailed explanation. The first year of World War I was marked by rapid mobilization, dramatic shifts in strategy, and the transition from a war of movement to a war of attrition. Below is a thorough breakdown of the events and dynamics of 1914. 1. The war breaks out. Political context and mobilization. The war began as a localized conflict between Austria-Hungary and Serbia but quickly escalated due to the complex web of alliances and national interests. Assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, June 28, 1914. The heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne was assassinated in Sarajevo by Gavrilo Princip, a Serbian nationalist. This act set off a diplomatic crisis. The July Crisis. Austria-Hungary, backed by Germany's blank check guarantee of support, issued an ultimatum to Serbia. When Serbia did not fully comply, Austria-Hungary declared war on July 28, 1914. Alliance chain reaction. 1. Russia mobilized to support Serbia. 2. Germany declared war on Russia, August 1, and France, August 3. 3. Britain declared war on Germany, August 4, after Germany violated Belgian neutrality. This chain of events rapidly expanded the conflict into a full-scale war involving Europe's major powers. 2. The Schlieffen Plan and the Western Front. Germany's primary war strategy, the Schlieffen Plan, was designed to quickly defeat France in the west and then turn eastward to confront Russia. This plan relied on rapid movement and assumed that Russia would be slow to mobilize. The invasion of Belgium, August 4-20. 1. Germany invaded neutral Belgium as a route to France, which drew Britain into the war. 1. The German army faced unexpected resistance from Belgian forces and delays due to the destruction of infrastructure and fortifications. 2. The German atrocities in Belgium, executions of civilians, destruction of towns, fueled anti-German sentiment and propaganda in Allied nations. Battle of the Frontiers, August 14-24. 1. France launched its own offensive under Plan 17, aiming to reclaim Alsace and Lorraine. 1. However, these attacks were repelled with heavy casualties. 2. Meanwhile, German forces pushed into northern France, overwhelming initial Allied defenses. The First Battle of the Marne, September 6-12. 1. German forces advanced to within 30 miles of Paris, but the Allies mounted a counterattack. 2. The French and British forces, under Generals Joffre and French, managed to halt the German advance. 3. The Germans retreated to the Aisne River, marking the failure of the Schlieffen Plan and the end of the war of movement on the Western Front. Trench warfare begins. 1. Both sides dug trenches from the North Sea to Switzerland, establishing a static front line that would remain largely unchanged for years. 3. The Eastern Front. The Eastern Front was characterized by greater mobility and larger battles due to the vast distances and fewer entrenched positions. Russian mobilization and early successes. 1. Contrary to German expectations, Russia mobilized quickly and launched an offensive into East Prussia and Galicia. 2. Russia initially outnumbered German and Austro-Hungarian forces, gaining early victories in Galicia. Battle of Tannenberg, August 26-30. 1. Germany achieved a decisive victory against Russia under Generals Hindenburg and Ludendorff, effectively destroying Russia's Second Army. 2. The Battle of Tannenberg was a major boost for German morale but did not decisively end Russian advances. Further fighting in Galicia. 1. Austria-Hungary suffered heavy losses against Russian forces, exposing its military weaknesses. 2. Germany had to divert forces from the Western Front to support its ally. 4. The Balkans and Serbia. 1. Austria-Hungary launched a series of invasions into Serbia, but Serbian forces, with knowledge of the terrain, repelled these attempts. 2. The Battle of Seir, August 15-24, was a significant Serbian victory, and Austria-Hungary's inability to subdue Serbia early on was a blow to its prestige. 5. The war at sea. Naval warfare also began to take shape in 1914, though major battles were limited. The British naval blockade. 1. Britain quickly established a blockade of Germany, cutting off essential supplies and trade. 2. Germany attempted to counter this with U-boats, submarines, and surface raiders. The Battle of Coronel, November 1. 1. Germany achieved a naval victory off the coast of Chile, but its fleet was later defeated in the Battle of the Falkland Islands, December 8. 6. The Ottoman Empire joins the war. 1. The Ottoman Empire entered the war in late 1914, siding with the Central Powers. 2. Turkish forces launched an offensive against Russia in the Caucasus and attacked British positions in the Middle East, opening new fronts in the war. 7. Colonial and global theaters. 1. The war spread beyond Europe as colonial powers mobilized troops and resources from their empires. 2. Japan, allied with Britain, captured German-held territories in China and the Pacific. 8. Key characteristics of the first-year rapid mobilization. 1. Millions of soldiers were conscripted or volunteered, and large-scale battles began within weeks of the war's outbreak. Heavy casualties. 1. The first year saw staggering losses as nations underestimated the scale and duration of the war. 1. For example, the Battle of the Frontiers resulted in over 600,000 casualties. At Tannenberg, Russia lost around 170,000 soldiers. Technological and tactical evolution. 1. New technologies such as machine guns, artillery, and barbed wire dominated the battlefield, but commanders initially struggled to adapt tactics to this new reality. 2. Trench warfare became the defining feature of the Western Front. Stalemate. 1. By the end of 1914, hopes for a quick war were dashed, and both sides prepared for a prolonged conflict. 9. The human cost and impact. The first year of World War I devastated Europe, with hundreds of thousands killed or wounded. Civilians also suffered due to military campaigns, occupation, and the beginning of food shortages. The war reshaped global politics, drawing in nations far from Europe and setting the stage for deeper divisions and more extensive fighting in the years to come. Conclusion. The first year of World War I was one of rapid escalation, failed strategies, and immense human suffering. It transitioned from a war of movement to a war of attrition, setting the tone for the grueling years ahead. Nations on all sides realized by the end of 1914 that the conflict would not be over quickly and that victory would require unprecedented sacrifices.